I am so nervous. And I'm gonna record and everybody's gonna look at me like a fool. Right now. I'm so happy. Feet pedals? What do you call it? I don't know. I'm gonna cry. Oh. It's out. Like, I am feeling kind of overwhelmed. I'm gonna be on a Zoom call with the ones that will record me. I am so nervous. I'm looking at my pieces today and I'm listening to this audio that my teacher slash pianist sent me as a response to my question. It's this stupid feeling that you think you're the only one in the whole world that is feeling so nervous about this, and like, is there an end to this overwhelming thing? Is it gonna always be overwhelming? Is it always gonna be, I'm nervous? I don't know, what the frick should I do? It feels like a never-ending route that I'm going down. So like, I screamed a lot before that call. It was kind of awkward at first. I had notes what to say, and I said everything so fast that for the rest of the talk, I was just, listening. There's gonna be a new meeting in 10 days. I had like no clue what was gonna happen. I was on the second call with the musician, the sound producer, and the pianist. I was definitely more calm this time because I knew what I wanted to get out of this call, and it was the dates. Let's talk dates and prices, both of which I got answers, and I'm gonna record in a month and 10 days, which I wanted a bit faster, at least to start a bit faster, but I'll have time. Oh, never in a million years I would have thought that the musician, I just remember that I went to a concert and I sat there on the balcony and I was like so moved by his music and the way he operated, and he just followed me on Instagram. Oh my gosh. Me. Do you understand? I'm gonna be right but the call. So, man, I love that pianist. Like, for him to be such a big part of my life right now. I feel so discouraged. I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling insecure now. I asked my one teacher that's completely not related to my music, and he is so smart. I can't stress enough how smart and genius he is. It's just that I feel so discouraged right now. I don't know what to do, cause his take on my piece was, you need to work on this. I wrote everything down because those are really helpful things, but now I really do feel insecure about these things that he mentioned that I should work on, because I don't know, maybe I got into my head that, hey, maybe I've stepped up my game and now I can play better since last year, and now and he basically, it is my emotional ass speaking right now. Hi. He basically said to no, I'm being too dramatic. He basically
told me that it gets boring in the end and that I should make it shorter because I am doing things too simply and the harmonies are not enough, which basically that is a field I'm insecure but the most comfortable in. Like, it is in those very simple harmonies that in my head I absolutely love them. That's why they're there. It's like the simplicity of a piece. But like, I don't know which ground I should stand on, because if you like something but the whole world is telling you that you should make it more complicated and more sophisticated, which ground should I stay on? I don't want to publish my album and feel like a fool and like nobody's gonna appreciate that, what I've put out. I guess the part that still wants to play those simple and very non-sophisticated melodies, that part of me still hopes that people will appreciate that. My goal is to be, for this album, is to be as simple as people can understand and resonate with. It's the emotion that I'm kind of trying to portray. I am not a harmony genius. I am not sophisticated like that. It's not a field. I'm not trying to be the most original human in the room, yet I want to be the human that you can listen to and you can feel the emotions. And if you've been feeling down or whatever, that it's like a safe space. And in my head, I am trembling. In my head, I don't resonate with and feel my most deep and painful emotions when I listen to sophisticated music. I usually feel healing when I listen to Oliver Arnold's or George Winston or just soundtrack music, because it portrays a different kind of thing. And that's why I kind of don't feel guilty for having really, really simple harmonies. And it's weird, because like, why is then everybody, like every genius and every teacher that I trust and adore dearly, why are they telling me that? Like, is it their sophisticated brains? Is it just the language they would want to speak in? My language is simple. But everybody keeps telling me that, so I guess this is me just rambling about how I feel like I suck and that I can't, and that everybody is gonna look at me like a fool, that the things that I compose are just like not worth anything at all, and that everybody can compose them, which is like deep down, I kind of have always thought that. It's currently Monday, and in a week, I'll be in the studio. Tell me why I am emotional right now. It's this dilemma of, should I rest? Should I enjoy myself? And this, you have a week. No resting. It's no time for that. You can rest afterwards and all that. And for the past 3 days, I have been having chest pains a bit more intensely than usual. I am also having school exams. I have to record 7 pieces this week. So today is the day I would have been in the studio. Why am I not there, you might ask? So a week ago, we received the news that my dad's colleague is sick. So we immediately
cut off contact with the outside world. So like we started quarantining, and I kept practicing. Like I was gonna go to the studio, and then Friday I was practicing pieces for the studio, and Dad calls us all, and then he says that the colleague has COVID. I was mad. I was devastated. I'm the person, I prepare everything in my head. Prepare in my head for the next events, or when I'm meeting something, I think about it so much, but so that I am prepared and I have this piece. It really hurt me to text the studio guys to ask them, hey, what's the next available date for you guys in 2 weeks from now? And they wrote May. And then we got a call that Mom's dad passed away last Sunday. And so we've been there for her. So these days have been tough, to say the least. So I just received an email from the pianist. So I sent him my piece, and the piece that makes me wanna and I sent it to him. So like I asked, how would you play it? Cause I don't know, maybe you know that I don't trust myself that much, or sometimes at all, to know that my version of how I want to play my songs, can you just hear the insecurity that my version isn't enough or it's not good? So he's like, no, you have to show me how would you play it? I'm just like, screw you. I didn't say that, no. But my first initial reaction was like, seriously, I'm this close. So that was a little backstory. Now he replied, he said he'll listen in a couple days, and so he did. And like, that's why I'm so happy. I've been so anxious and my heart's been beating so fast. Today was a very anxious day. The studio is like, it's the only thing that my mind occupies space for. It stores in me. That I have noticed last year when I first started to have chest pain, left arm pain. Like today, I felt that again. I know what it feels like when your hand has stored up anxiety, if that makes sense. Like I didn't know that was a thing. And so I've been feeling very anxious today, but he wrote, and he probably won't know that it has made my day. So he replied that I have to sell it to him, and then, well, I played as if I really wanted to sell somebody this idea, this emotion, and I think it was the first time where I tried to portray an emotion and the person responds with, you did a great job on showing me and portraying that emotion. It's such a small thing, but do you understand how big for me it is? It's like, it's telling me and my anxious heart that I have hope and that I can portray emotions that I want to portray through my playing. And I'm most insecure about like my playing. I like how and what have I composed, but it's the playing. It's this playing that I am so insecure about. And so that's that. He gave me an option. He said that will go through my songs for like 2 hours again. So nice. Cause like I prayed for that. I really prayed, cause like my emotional ass. But it is what it is. So I've prayed so many times for an opportunity to see him in person before the studio, because I know what can it do to me if I don't get to see a person before. It's like, you know, when you're about to start like a concert and you're the soloist or whatnot, and people are waiting for you in the hall, being in the backstage and seeing that person that you want to see. It's more about the people I'm gonna be around with. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm so happy! I am in the hotel! Oh, it's so warm! It's like in half an hour to get ready, and I'm about to meet the pianist! I'm so happy and so tired from the trip. This is so cool! I'm absolutely storming, and I'm so excited. Like, rah! So I am home from the consultation with the pianist. Oh, it went so well. It went so well, and the arm didn't hurt at all. I can't brain right now, but I wanted to go through the pieces to be able to relax to the point that I know that I'm playing the pieces as I would be playing them at home. And at some points I even forgot, like, is that even real? I forgot that he was there. I pray, Lord, please, that it could be like the same when I'm in the studio. It's the end of first day. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I've been screaming for the past 20 minutes. In the morning, I was so nervous. I started breathing really fastly and heart's going crazy, and I feel so embarrassed and so lame. I can't believe I'm saying this. I was in the studio and I did record 2 songs, 2 pieces. I am so pumped and excited right now. I was actually like really quiet and listening. They're like visionaries. We had ideas, they had ideas, I tried them out, and at least we have these like tried out ideas, and now we, after a time, we'll look at them, hear them out again, and be like, okay, this was cool, or okay, we didn't need that, but at least we have them. And of course I wasn't perfect. That was such an answered prayer. Thank you, God. Of course I had to focus and do the work, but I didn't have to remind myself, okay, focus. In my daily practice, that's why I called my friends and had them on the phone while I was practicing, because my mind would wander. It didn't wander. Of course I got like tired. It was so sweet to my soul. I thought it was gonna go horrible, and it was so natural. Amazing. What on earth? I'm gonna go scream right now. I felt so peaceful around them. Yes, of course, the second day I went there and I was tired. I shed a tear or 2 when I was playing. Sometimes I would zone out and I would see them, okay, they were getting tired, it's hard to focus, and he even said that, okay, it's getting hard to listen and re-listen all the time. And they had like ideas flowing out of them. It's so cool to have people for you and for your project. And so I can't wait for the next session. Bro, look, listen to this. It's amazing! I am screaming. It is the end of the first day, and it's the second recording session or time. So it's been
a month and a half. It's weird because I have waited for this so long. Like, this time has felt very long, yet here I am. I did feel nervous, especially like yesterday and the day before that, because I started to feel as if I can't play. What am I even doing? I can't play these pieces right, like what on earth? I was recording two of my hardest pieces. It's very hard to play them beautifully the right amount, emotionally the right amount, because the second piece, it's very tear-jerking for me, and I did shed a couple tears when I was warming up with it. From the first session, I reminded myself that it all sounded better when you played non-emotionally, if that makes sense. When I played from this perspective of how does it sound versus how does it feel. But before the first time I was in the studio, I thought that you have to feel everything, that it will sound nice. Still, it was so hard. I don't feel victorious and like, I did that. But then again, I know I could have done better. This time I was pushing more times, let me do this one more time. And there was a point where I had to trust the professionals I'm working with. I did feel brain fog after the first piece. I was quite tired and it was hard to start recording, to feel it, like to be there, be where your feet are. It was really, really hard. Actually, the first piece as well, it was really hard for me to start focusing. Like, you're there, you're playing, but your mind's not there fully. There is no remedy for feeling shame about playing in front of your country's one of the best pianists. There is no remedy for that except you just continue. You just do. There is no other remedy. You just do. You suck it up. It sucks. Oh my gosh, I wanted to puke. I felt so embarrassed. Before I even started recording, I felt so embarrassed. I figured out that there is no other way than just to, just do it. It will get better when I will have played the embarrassing parts many times, just sucking it up. And so the second piece, it's very emotional for me. And there's something that I wouldn't have, I think, learned anywhere else, is that when something is emotional to you, and when you're playing it, recording it, and you don't get the emotional response or the tears from that, or the feelings, or the thoughts, when that doesn't happen, you think that something's really, really wrong. But then again, look at your proportions. How does that sound versus how does it feel? And there was a point where I had recorded enough takes for them to say that this was good, this was logical, this was fine, and this was better than the previous take. And yet I felt like there was something missing. There was the lack of emotional connection. The producer had an idea that, okay, let's go out and let her play for 3 takes. The first 2 takes sucked, but the third take, I liked it. I liked the take. I don't even want to think about tomorrow being the last day. The last day of my album recording. I can't even believe these words. The last day of my album recording tomorrow. I'm so happy. I just saw a TikTok saying, imagine your baby self looking at you right now. The fact that today
recording. You know how hard it is to comprehend, to even understand that this is happening. Oh Lord, I didn't even dare to dream this could happen. Oh, my makeup, rest in peace.
Last time I said anything was in a month and a half. I remember making a video about me crying, that I was gonna go to the studio that day and all of the recording on my part was gonna be done. Sometimes I'm really embarrassed by those videos that I make, but I realize how much, if it helps no one, that it will help me. It will really encourage me. Just seeing back how hard it felt then to overcome a step, and here I am on the other side of how it feels once you've done that step, and what's the process like. I am thankful I make those emotional videos. But today I'm going to the studio and I've been to the studio. Last time we recorded, me and my producer, we recorded on a digital organ, and that was cool because the bass line, those feet pedals, what do you call it? I don't know. We recorded it on the Moog. We recorded it on another instrument I don't know the name of. It's like you have the painting and now you're doing the shadowing. Now you're adding the highlights. Now you're taking a step back and seeing, okay, that part looks cool, so it needs to be emphasized. Or that part isn't as cool. That's the cool part. Now it sounds so professional. There are 2 or 3 pieces I'm like, Lord have mercy, I hope it will all be good in the end. So this is a journey emotionally as well. So I've been in the countryside. So the countryside brought up this technical side of me. Now I'm on the journey of thinking about the other stuff that somehow I thought fall from the sky, that those things just happen for other musicians. They just appear. You record music and a music video appears, and your graphic design and the design for your CD, the name of all your pieces in the album just appears, and that's just how stuff works. So apparently it doesn't. I have to book a place and all the jazz when it comes to making a listening party, or the closest people and your team just comes and listens and just has a cool time listening party. I think I have named all of my pieces, which is not the album yet, One of the most important things about an album is the name. So I don't have that yet. I've been listening to my album a lot, and just checking this should be there, and then the painting part. It's so weird. I am still in awe, and I am weirded out that I get to that I get to work with this producer that I have. 'Cause what on earth? I do have the country's best. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my Lord. And that is a struggle, because when you think a lot, you will start to think that it's something that will disappear in an instant, that it's something that doesn't belong to you, it's something that shouldn't belong to you.
And you're not the one to have this. It is how it feels in my head most of the time. These are the happy shots that I realize that, you know what, I'm gonna look at it as a blessing from God and tell the voices in my head to shut up. But that's when I'm verbally, that only happens when I verbally say that to someone. It's really hard to just say that to your own self in your mind, not speaking it out. When you think a lot, you believe a lot. The ratio is higher. Speaking things out, you realize that, yeah, that's not really actually true. I will release in like 2 weeks my first piece out in the world, and then another, and then the album. It's just insane. Watch me get teary-eyed every time I mention the release of my album. I'm gonna cry all day. Yesterday was the listening party. It went so nice. Me and the pianist played a song. Oh, it was so cute. And the producer was so sweet. And I was so afraid of how it would go because I'm not used to having the spotlight on me. We were watching others and Seshi music videos. I peeked at people's reactions inside. I saw the pianists and was kind of smiling and looking at it. And I was like, makeup. I'm celebrating that my album is out. It's out! It's out! Oh my gosh! And I see my friends listening. It's out! It's finally out! It's out!
It's been a month since the release of the album. It's really weird to be on the other side. So many things have happened since then. I've sold many CDs. I thought I would only sell 5. I have had such heartwarming messages. And now when a month has passed, I have to tell myself sometimes that they weren't lying. Why would I think that they are lying? Why would somebody tell me something really nice and my brain would believe that they're lying? Why? I had to tell myself that nobody takes the time out of their day to contact a person they don't even know, they heard about probably an hour ago, listened to their songs, and thought, man, I should contact this person and tell them that their music is cool and keep doing what you're doing. Why would my brain not believe that and think that they're lying? So, it's been. I just want to hug every version of Annika and tell her that God actually had such a plan with every step and it wasn't a mistake. It went according to his plan, and his ways are so much better. That's why when you saw me being so disappointed when I got COVID and I couldn't go to the studio, I was so mad because I held that plan like a hostage. I held that dream like a hostage. See, that's why I want you to have a plan, but keep it loosely. Don't hold it hostage. It hurt because I held it so like this that when it was taken away and I couldn't do anything about it, I couldn't even fight the situation, I was so disappointed. So have a plan, have a strategy, but keep it loosely for your own sake. I lost my mind. And the biggest thing that I have learned is that sometimes you just gotta do it afraid. You just gotta do it afraid. Many times you have to do it afraid. I remember talking about being so embarrassed in front of the pianist that there was no other remedy. There wasn't any positive affirmation that could have helped me except just playing it in front of him. Just playing it out. Making yourself very vulnerable in front of somebody. I'm doing this because I would have even paid so much money to see somebody else, maybe somebody dealing with anxiety, that they're dealing with that too. You know how much it would have encouraged me? Because the professionals I worked with, they've gone through that already. At least that's what I tell myself. They've gone through that already, and that's why I can't see that side of them. And I would have given so much to just see somebody going through something with both of their hands tied, eyes closed, hoping and praying that they're doing the best they can, while thinking that they suck, while being very emotional. And sometimes you just gotta do it afraid. I can't tell you this enough. You just gotta do it afraid. Up until the very end, I didn't know how much I needed to train. I didn't know how much I needed to practice. Do you even need to practice that much? Do you need to practice like there's no tomorrow? How many people you should count on? What people should be there? In what time does a project like this happen in? What are the costs? When is this gonna happen? Should you record 1 song or 5 in a day? Like, I had no clue. And so now that I'm on the other side of kind of knowing what it looks like, man, I never thought this day would come. There's a difference. Not everybody is gonna like be your enemy and be visibly against you, but let's say there are 2 categories: the people for you and the people just there. They're just there. They're not against you, they're not your enemy, but they're not for you. They're not for your project. They're maybe for you in a field that they want you to be in, but they're not for you in a particular thing that you're now doing. I learned that the difference between these two, everybody has an opinion. And especially when you ask for, please criticize me and tell me what to do, the difference between these two is that the people that are not your enemies but they're not for you is that they'll have something to say, but they'll just leave it at that. Yet I learned that the people actually that are for you, they don't have to be super excited, they don't have to be your fans full of excitement, but you'll notice that they're for you and for what you're doing by seeing that they will give you the criticism, the judgment, and the problems. They'll also give you solutions, they'll give you other resources, how to make this not into a problem, and extra points if they give you the freedom to choose and trust you with it, whatever you choose. I couldn't have done it without God. This was so His plan. Every season was for a reason. You can't go through something huge for you and be the same in the end. And sometimes it's not just receiving the thing or finishing the project that will change you. Sometimes it's the really, really hard process. The process is what will change you probably and make you ready. I'm so grateful. I'm at loss at words. Words haven't been my very strong side. I have played my emotions out, and that's what the album is. It's my emotions. So this was the emotional journey of doing something for the first time. Like making an album.